bead tips. Hi, I'm Corinne from Bead, and this is how to create a wire wrapped loop. To create a wrapped loop, we will start in much the same way we did to make our simple loop. For this particular loop, you will need a slightly longer head pin so that you've got plenty of room to make your wrap. Place your beads onto the head pin. We will make a 90-degree bend at the top of the beads, but this time we want to leave a small gap between our bead and our pliers. This will leave a space to create the wrap. Make a nice crisp 90-degree bend. Place your round nose pliers into that gap so that the bead is pointing down. Guide the wire over top of the pliers until it hits the bead. Then we will need to adjust our grip. You can do this either by swinging the bead around, or you'll notice that my wire is on the top portion of my pliers. I can pull that out and place it on the bottom portion of the pliers so that I can now swing the rest of my wire underneath the pliers this time. And that creates a loop that crosses where I made the 90-degree bend. At this point, you will need to place this loop onto whatever project it is that you're working on. Once you've wrapped the loop, you will not be able to place this loop onto anything unless you use a jump ring to attach the two pieces. Use your needle nose pliers, the ones that are flat on the inside, to grab a hold of the loop sideways. Then we're going to guide this wire back down around this gap that we left in the beginning. You can do this with your hands. Some people prefer to do it with their hands, or you can use another pair of pliers, either your needle nose, another pair of needle nose, or your round nose, just so that you can get this nice and tight. That way you can actually pull on this wire. Your hands, when you pull, tend to want to slip off the wire rather than grabbing. We want to try and get each wrap as close to the last wrap as possible. So continue to guide this around until your wire finally hits the top bead. Use your nipper tools or wire cutters to get in as close as you can and clip off your excess wire at the end of the wrap. You still have a little bit of a barb that's left over from that wire. Use your needle nose pliers to push that wire back down and bury it into the wrap. And that is how to make a wrapped loop. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to check out all of our other bead tips on YouTube. You can also check us out on Facebook and at deescrafts.com.